Hey everybody, so before we jump into today's podcast, I just wanted to thank you guys, give you a little bit of a reminder. If you enjoy this content, however you're watching it, consuming it, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do, comment on it. If you can, leave us a review. It really helps us out and it can help grow our platform and reach more people. And if you know someone that can benefit from this, please share it with them. If you have a question, if you want to reach out to us, let us know. And then lastly, we have all of our amazing programs, courses, and coaching available in the resources below. So check that out. Definitely take advantage of it. We have everything from free options all the way up to paid programs and everything in between to fit pretty much anyone's budget. And it's just a matter of how customized it's going to be based on the price point. So there's really something for everybody. Thank you guys. Let's get on into the episode.
All right, y'all. So first off, Chuck, you know what we got to do first. We got to get our cheers on.
Cheers. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, Chuck. Cheers, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, all.
So, as mentioned, this is the Thanksgiving edition. Hence, this is coming out Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving, first and foremost. I figured we're going to keep this one simple. We're going to keep it sweet and to the point so you guys can enjoy your turkey dinner, your family time. But we're going to give you some value. We're going to give you some tips, go over what we're grateful for, and also some actionable tips before Thanksgiving Day itself. Maybe even share a bonus recipe for you guys. You'll find that in the description below. But having said that, Chuck, can I go first with the gratitude, or would you like to go first?
Mike, why don't you go first with your gratitude? But prior to getting into gratitude, I just want to say one thing. I noticed on your Instagram account that somebody was doing jujitsu, but like was really aggressively taking the back of somebody. And like, are you practicing, and beating up various like lower level belts to get to where you need to be? What's going on there?
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that and was it a 110-pound soaking wet female? Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
Now,
your levels are off there.
So like now what we're doing here, and this is gonna make sense to everybody, so it's gonna make sense to you. We do situational sparring at every class. So I don't pick, hey, let me take your back. I actually let her take my back. And then from the situation, I won. So we switch. And honestly, I like working with her. Shout out to Maddie. She's a great role. And I like working with smaller size jiu-jitsu practitioners. I force myself to use all technique, no muscle whatsoever. So if like I can't easily get to it, I don't do it. I bail it. I don't use weight or anything. But was I being a little bit big and using my weight by being on her back and trying to flatten her out in that situation? Maybe I was, yes.
All right, so I have to, Maddie, please comment on this. I'd like to know if Mike's being truthful or if he's being thankful for his jiu-jitsu partners.
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, so having said that, that's a great segue into the thankful and the gratitude. And this one's going to be a little bit maybe cheesy for you guys, but I'm seriously grateful for everything each one of you has helped myself and Chuck and like really my family create, and for all the aspects of it, because that includes, to me, the LOF family includes Chuck. That's you. That's your family. All the awesome experiences that we have. My family's a part of it because they're involved either on the back end side or in the videos, or allows us to provide a life and a family that we want to have. And for each one of you and the impact you allow us to make in your lives. So that's my gratitude. Hopefully that's not too cheesy, but I'm grateful for each and every one of you to allow us to build the company that we have and the aspects that we have here at the LOF family. So Chuck, that's my segment. And that also includes like the Rogue family, our gym family, like your Sucker Free family. Like that's all, to me, interwoven into the LOF family because it's an extension of this. So with that being said, Chuck, I'm gonna throw it to you.
I mean, there's a lot to be thankful for and show gratitude for. Honestly, I'm blessed with having an amazing family. And again, my family, not just my immediate family, but my extended family, which includes everybody that you just went over, Rogue, Sucker Free, my wife's family at Ash Hot Yoga, the family of friends that we've developed over the years, the squad, the people that we're still in touch with from the gym, and again, there's people that come in and out of your lives all the time, but as long as you still have somewhat of a connection to them, it doesn't matter that you don't speak to them all the time. Every now and then, just a shout out to see how they're doing, or somebody sees how you're doing, you'll be grateful for that connection. So there's a lot to be grateful for. I'm obviously blessed with having an audience that likes to listen to us, from the whole lifestyle fitness community. What?
I said to you, like they like to watch your videos.
Nobody likes to watch my videos. Nobody wants to see that. But everybody that I'm grateful for, that to be able to build this community, to be able to be involved in this community, I'm very grateful for it. There's a lot that I'm blessed with, and honestly, I'd like to thank everybody for that. So.
Oh, that just touched my heart, Chuck. So one thing you mentioned to the squad. So shout out to Tommy. Congrats for getting married, by the way, from the squad. I have to just throw
Panda.
Panda. I just had to throw a quick shout out in there. That's super exciting. I was really happy to see that. And just, throwing some love that way. So with that being said, we're going to go down to the last little piece. We're going to keep this quick. Again, guys, you got some fun stuff to get into, but because of you taking the time and you wanted to watch this as promised, we're going to go over a tip here from each of us, maybe even a few. We'll go 1 to 3 for Thanksgiving based on the past, what's been effective. I'll also share in the resources below prior podcasts around Thanksgiving. This isn't our first Thanksgiving. This isn't the first Thanksgiving episode. So we're going to share resources below as well that'll dig into some things that maybe could be helpful from a different perspective. But for me, there's some very simple essentials. You don't have to change much. Like, you don't really even have to change what you're eating at Thanksgiving if you don't want to. What I will say, though, is you can find some replacements. But the tip here is hydrate. Like, hydrate more so on this day than almost any other day. It'll help keep you satisfied and full a little bit more so than if you're to go in absolutely dehydrated, absolutely, starving and not satiated whatsoever. Tip number 2 would be definitely get a workout in, preferably a HIIT style workout or a high intensity, like strength training workout that'll have glycogen depletion factors from it. Like, I think, honestly, Chuck, I don't know if you're going to remember this. I don't know how many years ago it was. We had.
I remember the squad Thanksgiving workout. Yeah. The dut, the Thanksgiving dut that we did. That was a good one.
I'll call it a dut just for because the terms at UFC. I was talking to Ashley about that daily ultimate training for you guys that may not be initiated or familiar. But that's like a perfect example of what comes to mind. Like, we had, I want to say it was a dozen, maybe it was like 6 to 12 rounds, varying types of movements, treadmill work, weighted work, body weight movements, kettlebell swings, all these types of great movements. So that will be the second one. So you can get some glycogen depletion. So your body's going to replenish that with the food you're going to eat. Guess what? You're going to eat food today, right? Or you're going to eat food on Thanksgiving. And then number 3, try to actually eat before you go to the Thanksgiving dinner and you have your family over you or anything like that. So I kind of probably took all the good ones you might have wanted to say, Chuck, because we were talking about this ahead of time. So I know you've got no ideas left. So let's get creative here.
Well, yeah, like the number one thing is obviously, I'm going to, kind of echo what you said, is definitely get a workout in. I know that Thanksgiving morning, you're getting up, you're doing the meal prep, you're doing this, you're doing that. But first thing in the morning, wake up, grab yourself a nice 16-ounce glass of water, guzzle that down, and immediately get your workout in. While the turkey's cooking, go for a walk. That's a big one. And you're going to hear that a lot in the fitness community now, because a lot of people are realizing the benefits of just going on a brisk paced walk. It helps lubricate the joints. It's going to help you maintain a healthy metabolism. And honestly, just get out there and stay active. So make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you get that workout in the morning. Honestly, go out while your turkey's cooking. You're going to have some downtime. Go out and get a nice walk. And honestly, do that either when your turkey's cooking or immediately after your meal. I prefer after the meal, so you're just not sitting on the couch, letting that food just sit there in your gut. Get out after your meal. Go on a nice brisk walk. And honestly, enjoy Thanksgiving. There's going to be, I'm frying a turkey, and maybe because Mike says everybody likes to do watch Chuck's goofy videos. I'm going to be working out while I'm frying the turkey. I got to have the garage open. I got to make sure that I'm watching that turkey while I'm frying it. And guess what's in my garage? A full gym. So I'll be working out while I'm watching the turkey. So I'll
maybe there'll be a video of this.
Maybe
Oh,
I'll do a
oh.
video for you. Maybe we'll see. But
Comment
when it
below,
comes to
guys.
like
You gotta put the love out there.
when it comes to your dessert options, there's dessert options that you can obviously, if you want to go all in, you want to go off the bandwagon, you want to eat the sugary treats, great. But you can obviously create some healthy type of desserts, just having some fresh fruit, something like that. You don't have to go all in and ingest the processed desserts and the sugary desserts. You can have some fresh fruit with a little bit of Cool Whip on top of it and satiate that desire for that sugary treat afterwards. So those are like my top things to do and for Thanksgiving. Obviously, my like number one thing, if you're not going to get up in the morning and go do that workout, make sure you're having that walk after your meal.
Yeah, that's a great point. I just want to like echo that and reiterate that. I'm actually jealous. I didn't think of this right off the spot. Kind of getting specific with the activity side, doing the post meal or pre and post meal walk, which how massive that is. And that's actually something I do appreciate, even going back to the gratitude about my family. Everyone's down to walk. Like the kids love going for a walk. My in-laws, they all like it. Like Ash, like we'll all go for a walk instead of like. And don't get me wrong, like I, especially as a kid growing up, like I've definitely played the Thanksgiving football beforehand, but then afterwards, like sat on the couch, hand down the pants, just like Al Bundying it. But
did you unbutton the pants too, Mike, or were you already in sweatpants?
No. So you have to you already have to have the elastic banded pants ahead. You have to know what you're doing. Even though there were some traditional times where we go to like my Italian families and you have to wear like proper outfits and be dressed up to the nines. And then you have to unbutton. Then this is what I would do. I'd bring a pair of sweatpants to change into. That's what I would do.
See, that's planning. If you're going to pack a bag and have sweatpants as a preemptive attack to how much you're going to have for Thanksgiving, that's planning right there, Mike. Kudos to you.
So I took that same effort, and you guys might relate to this. So if you're planning by bringing change of clothes and stuff like that, guess what? Bring a change of workout clothes or prepare to get a little bit of exercise in. And guess what? Don't tell me you don't have the resources. They're down below in the description. We have a workout plan for you can use. We have some recipes. That's the bonus piece. You guys made it this far. We got some bonus recipes. I'll have some desserts down below that Chuck mentioned. We can do some alternatives. We have some additional sides. We have things that can be like low calorie density and high nutrient density. So with all that being said, that's what you guys came for hopefully for is not only some of the gratitude, the tips, but the resources as well. We delivered on that. Chuck, man, we're going to keep it simple, dude. Otherwise, I could rant for another half hour. You know how we roll.
Just before we go, I want to hear the one thing that, Mike, you're cooking for Thanksgiving that you would recommend to everybody to also cook.
Oh, that's a great question. So can I be really honest with you guys? I'm not cooking anything. I'm going to my in-laws' house. Ashley's making a salad. She makes a killer salad, and that's not very descriptive. So there's I like a good tortellini salad personally. That's the only kind of cold salad that I'll like. That's like anything besides vegetables in it or like regular food. So that's one. But that one I wouldn't even. And here's the trick to that one is actually having more protein added to it and going with the lower calorie tortellini options. They're gonna be like spinach tortellini and not as crazy with the cheese and whatnot. And then we throw in a little bit of chicken in there. So then I got some warm chicken with the cold tortellini, or the turkey is what I like to drop in there. But the real thing, my favorite that my sister-in-law makes is cauliflower cheese. So because the cauliflower, and she doesn't go crazy with the cheese either, but because the cauliflower roasts it really, really good, and the texture of it is delicious. And then you get a nice little bit of the cheese. I like to put a little bit of hot peppers with it, and that gives you some nice kick. But that is a side dish, super simple. Literally, you just roast your cauliflower, and then you just put some nice shredded cheddar cheese on top, and pretty much simple, done. And then that can even replace your like mac and cheese or even the mashed potatoes if you want to go that crazy. But that's me. What about you, Chuck? I mean, I'm gonna throw it back to you. I'm curious.
I love to cook. So one of like my go-to things, and I'm going to try a little bit different this year, is I'm going to do some Brussels sprouts, but I'm going to have the Brussels sprouts, and then I'm going to use either guanciale or pancetta, and I'm going to I see what you're doing. So I'm going to cook the pancetta or the guanciale in advance, and then I'm going to use the oils from that meat. And I'm gonna toss the Brussels sprouts and then season the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to bake those for about, I'm going to say 20 minutes at about 475 in the oven. And then I'm going to take them out of the oven, and then I'm going to air fry them to crisp them up a little bit afterwards. So yeah, that's like one of my, and then to top it off, I'm going to put some shaved Asiago cheese on the top of them, and then some lemon. What do you think of that?
Dude, I have to change my answer now. I think I have to, like, whatever Chuck just said. That's what, now I'm decided I'm making that now. And that's absolutely genius. And I've gotten hyped for Christmas. We're doing a Wagyu brisket, and then I'm going to order some other Wagyu like meat. And I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I should order some extra Wagyu fat and now cook the fat into Brussels. Anyways, now I'm getting into a whole nother world, but thank you.
And then if you want a healthier alternative for mashed potatoes, I usually just take a whole clove of garlic and I'll roast that in some olive oil. And then rather than using like the butter and the cream and everything, I'm just going to take those steamed potatoes that I boil, and I'm going to include them with some salt, some pepper, some onion powder. And then I'm taking that clove of garlic, I'm mashing it with the olive oil, and I'm blending that in. And those are really my mashed potatoes. I don't use any butter or any milk, because my mother-in-law does not like a lot of dairy, particularly butter. So I'll try to reduce the amount of fats in those potatoes by not doing it with the butter and the milk.
Oh, dude, I absolutely love that, especially because then you get your nice, like, flavored garlic mashed potatoes. You get maybe a little bit of that extra kick to it, dude. Oh man, I hope you guys are taking notes. Like, this is gold. So, and we'll have some additional, even just to piggyback on what Chuck said, we'll have some more for you guys to get into some of these recipes, fitness resources. And then also, fun fact, I'm just going to throw this out there, especially if you guys made it this far. When you sign up for our newsletter, if you're not on the newsletter already, or if you are, we're going to be sending out exclusive Black Friday and holiday specials that are only going out to the audience that's already subscribed. We're not posting anything on our social media besides our private Facebook group. We're only sending it out to our newsletter. So again, get on the newsletter below, and we'll also share some additional resources and some recaps for you guys with what Chuck already said. So Chuck, that was freaking gold, man. Thank you for dropping that. That's my extra gratitude for this one.
There you go, buddy.
So I'll give you guys, we'll get a cheers one more time to sign it off. So
we're gonna go. I gotta switch cups. I'm out of coffee, so now I'm over to water now. Cheers, everybody.
I got to switch over to my coffee now that I finished up my water. So with that being said, we will see you guys. And then next week we got, I'm going to call it exciting, even though it's kind of like a controversial topic of like disordered eating versus eating disorders, and like really lay that out, which that can be we can open up a whole can of worms that I don't want to dig too far into it right now. So yeah.
Yeah. Cheers. And then we can get into the whole mix of eating disorders around the holidays, which is a big, big thing. So everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Be grateful. Get your walks in, pre and post, get your workout in, hydrate, and ultimately enjoy yourself and enjoy your family. Everybody take care.
Maybe y'all.
So I just wanted to say thank you guys again for watching, listening, consuming that episode. If you guys enjoyed it and you haven't already, please please comment. If you haven't reviewed, please leave a review. If you haven't followed or subscribed, please do that as well. Again, it tremendously helps us out. And then just a quick reminder, if you guys want more resources, we have them below. We have our programs, everything from free all the way up to paid and kind of everything in between. Dial in with the customization, and we have more information on different programs and resources in our newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for that, do so below. It's free. And that is it, y'all. See you on the next one.